What the fuck? That's very orange. Why am I so orange? I'm not trying to get elected. Fucking piece of shit. Well, that's the opposite. Yeah? Okay. That works. Uh, also having trouble with 5760. Average down your put. What put? Oh, who cares? I made 1.5k today, then lost it. But at least I had fun. Okay. Break even is better than most people on the day. It seems a little early in the day to take on that risk. All your years of trading, have you ever seen two gaps occur at the same price? That happens all the time. Put a bandage on your ear? Thanks, Jeff. Beautifully put. Has your tummy ache? I don't have a tummy ache. I did not have lunch yet. I should order something. Now that you closed your put, can we drop further? Of course, yeah. Me taking 20% profits in front of you guys always leads to the contract 10xing, right? My brother bought a put to hedge Apple earnings. He has 3 shares. How does he rank on the dumbest person here scale? Wait, did he make money with his hedge? How much was the put? He doesn't outregard me. So gap fill to 5,700 and we're good. I don't know. 5750 is still a lot of support. Your audio disconnected on Discord? Son of a bitch. Hey, at least the fucking upload is working. I've just switched to YouTube's oldest servers and no one's using them. It's just me. And it's awesome. How do you switch servers? You can choose the like ingest server you stream to. Thoughts on Fubo earnings? I looked over them a bit earlier. I like the bump in guidance, and subscriber growth was solid at like 9%. They narrowed some of their EPS losses. Their annual outlook got raised, right? So the guidance improved there, but revenues were down a little bit. Not much. I think overall pretty solid. Yeah, not bad. I think the drop in price is largely just like vol falling off and getting shorted out. Big red day today. We could have like another $20 downside move, but probably not. Looks like bulls are trying to build support at 50. Unless they lose it again, like yesterday before close. But no, I expected the market to go up today. And it did. That's the best. Went down. If we fail 50, well, 57.47 opens up a move to like 30 or 25, maybe. Like negative 2% yesterday. Today went down. Yeah. Well, that's because everyone didn't make money on the negative 2%, right? And so they want their negative 2%, but everyone who did make money on the negative 2% is taking profits because it dropped 2%. This is how it always goes. The market moves, and then everyone wants to pile in to the market move. This is why I straddle every night, because I like money. Stop hitting GoEV. He's already dead. Stop owning that piece of shit. What is wrong with you people? It was just a CSP play. High yield CSPs. And everyone's like, well, I own a bunch of GoEV. Gross. You know how to close a fucking option? Are you gonna load up on Trader Joe's ice cream sandwiches again? No, I've moved on to better things. I straddle every night because I owe money. Cookie Monster ice cream from Costco? Yeah, I have a box of that. Costco's really been ramping up their selection of gourmet ice cream novelties, and I've been taking full advantage of that. Is it blue ice cream with cookies? It is, yeah. It's an ice cream bar with like a stick. And then I think it's got dark chocolate on the outside, and then like blue ice cream with cookies inside. It makes your poop blue too if you eat more than one. Not kink shaming here. I feel like some folks enjoy Gherkin yelling at them a little too much. I think they just, yeah, like they say things intentionally to piss me off. And they're like, oh, Gherk's in a bad mood. Somehow it's very typical that NFP was supposed to be the big boy I waited for. Then yesterday was the real action, and NFP was in fact so big, it was shrugged off and ignored. Well, no, NFP was just so like is such an outlier that there's no realistic way that the market will price it in. Tell me you had the cookies hat on. I don't wear hats outside of the stream. I don't like them. Forgive us gooning to rage bait. Fine. Sub nerd, just messaging to say I'm still alive. Says the port. Well done. Bought an apartment in Japan. Here for a few more weeks. Glad to see the chat is largely unprofitable. See you in a month or so. Alright, see you then, Lawrence. Psalm 130. Yes, the data was bad, but it was so bad that we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, because, well, unemployment's flat, right? Jobless claims are down. ADP was up 100K. And it was, I mean, the jobs data is taken in aggregate over the course of the week. And so NFP, being at the end of the jobs data, has the largest chance to create a shock in what was already a preconceived notion, right? So I think maybe you're looking at how jobs data is factored in incorrectly. But NFP is always in a position to push the trend one way or another. And what we ended up with was, ADP beating by 100K jobs, NFP missing by 100K jobs, so just flat. Now, if NFP had also beat by 100K jobs, whoo boy, but it did not. Also, unemployment was unchanged, right? So there, a lot of it's like Intel layoffs and Boeing strike and effects from the hurricane that they're not able to determine the outcome of.
Upset picklemen put their pickle in my jar. I don't wear hats. I don't wear cats. I don't wear bats. I don't wear mats. I don't wear rats. I don't wear flats. I don't wear gnats. I don't wear pats. I don't wear stats. I don't wear spats. I don't wear brats. I don't wear chats. I don't wear vats. I don't wear spluts 3.
Why do I feel like my head's too big? That's a more normal size. Yeah, that's better. Is paying for option strat worth it? It depends when you plan positions. If you're planning a lot of positions live, then it could benefit to have the live pricing updates. Wouldn't Gamma Strike option strat? I don't know if that's something we want to build anytime soon. It's kind of separate from what we're doing and a monumental task. Hey, Nuke, when build another application in the application. You're gonna make Nuke have a fucking mental breakdown. Quiet, Bob. I'm so close already. Just get big enough for cross promos of the option strat. Yeah, maybe we could. I would see like partnering with them as being a better move than trying to rebuild what they already made. I don't think they have any interest in building what we've built because it's completely different from what they've built. Does this sound like a leaky toilet in the background? Adjust your noise gate. No, it's my air purifier. Uh, that just made it way worse. Not just silence. Maybe that'll work? How's that? Nope, it's still fucking there. Yeah, I'm not sure why it does. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Hmm. Yeah, I could just move my mic so it doesn't directionally point at my air purifier, and that seems to work perfectly. Oh, nope, it doesn't. I lied. It sounded fine. Tell whoever's using their McDonald's headset from work, beat it. Bull puts here. We kind of lost 47. Oh, I don't know if I would sell them here. AP News had to fact check that JD, as in JD Vance, does not stand for Gherkin de penis. And that may be the best thing I've read today. Isn't that old news? 5744 looks like the final straw. I mean, losing 47 is already pretty bad. I don't think 44 has any significant relevance. There's long puts at 40 that it would be good to be under. If you really wanted to like confirm downside continuation. MSTR straight dumping. Yep. I did pretty good on that one today. Best way to get over someone is to get under 4740 puts. Beautifully put. Yes, it would be very good under 40 for no particular reason. Hmm. We're doing MSTR puts. Did MSTR puts. Hmm. Nope, that still fucking sucks. I wonder if removing the noise gate does anything. That almost seems to be better. What I don't understand is that the sound of the fan is like lower than the open for the noise gate. But I think maybe it just keeps the noise gate open somehow. Maybe that's like the hold time or something. Fan noise is quieter? Hmm. Oh, I know what to do. The hum really adds to the ASMR appeal of the channel. What's wrong with you all? I've been telling you for years that the hum and the fan was a thing. Yeah, I know it's a thing, but now everyone's complaining about it because I'm louder, and so the hum of the fan is louder. Yeah, well, because I'm louder. So I can go back to being quieter. Stay loud, keep hum. Carl gives the loudest hummers. It's true. It's true. Failed 5780 ES. Bounce back. Test 46. But we left a gap at 42. 39. Hmm. I actually like the fan. I'm a big fan of noise buffers. Same. It helps drown out the noise in your head, which is nice. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Buy the 35 out. What are you talking about? The fan noise keeps that one background thread and the brain busy. Yeah. Why is that adorable? What's the most expensive gift you've given someone? Hmm. Good question. Probably a car. Yeah, car. Friendship. My time. They left two gaps. Oh, here we go. Time to flex billable rates. Nick, if you're not flexing billable rates, what are you doing in your meetings? Building things that matter. People don't want to talk to me because of my billable rate. Mm. He's he's not an attorney. He's a CPA. Holy shit! Swap spreads. Yeah, we're down to zero point 0.6 Fed cuts by June of next year. Mm. They're gonna pump those gaps to no man's land? Maybe. Or just back to support above 50. They clearly didn't want those puts going in the money. It's a decent amount of resistance here. Gamma's still negative unless we get back above 53. So this could fail. There's just maybe also not a lot of gamma to fall off. Are they selling anything below 50? The 35, 30 puts are being sold pretty heavily. 25-20 were sold more heavily earlier. At 50, we have a synthetic short, quite a large one. 55 and 60 are net bought puts. So that's why that range is kind of a big resistance, especially 60. That's why we failed it earlier. Bought puts that mostly came in when we were trading up here, like the first test of 72. So there's some interest weighing this down. Eventually, I mean, at certain prices, you get to a point where no more, like, even if the price were to go down, no additional gamma would fall off of the exposure. So you have price ranges, when you're looking at gamma, or at least nave gamma, right? Um, you you have prices in here where gamma picks up and drops off rapidly with changes in the underlying price, but ranges here and here, it does not, right? It starts to flatten out, and eventually it just flattens out. And no additional move to the upside or no additional move to the downside is going to see more gamma exposure fall off of the MM. Yeah, meatball. Hmm. Perfect, thanks. Almost consistent profitable. Nice. Just consistent break even. That's very good, actually. I know it's irritating, but being just at break even is excellent. Are people still long stuff? Yeah, we only went down like 200 basis points. And with today's price action, we're only down 176. I guess we're down almost 260. Now we're down 176. Whatever. Swap spread's getting blown out because reverse repo is so low. Um, it has an effect on the liquidity. Yeah. No, I mean reverse repo is probably not going to get a zero at all. Can you take profits on puts again? Ha! Nice. If Fubo moves us a week or so before earnings, it's going to tank on earnings. No, you're misunderstanding what's actually happening. IV is rising into earnings, which puts pressure on short vol and pushes them out. Then IV falls after earnings, which short vol piles into. It's a decent dump. Are we headed for a liquidity crisis? Very, very slowly. Gherkin, your lines are just amazing. Thanks, man. Well, I'm building the world. I got a question for you in intraday chat. Hit me. Oh, you already have one. I see it. What are you smiling at? What are you talking about? You've got that look in your eye. I was explaining some naive assumptions about neutrals to Nuke. Or trying to help, at least. I think we're about to crash. Well, we lost 40, so the bot puts are in the money. We just had to bounce a bunch first. Still a gap up at 45. Might not be that important, though. Vol's picking up pretty quickly. Upstart looks poopy. Yeah, so Upstart is poopy. Yeah, Upstart is poopy. Rates are going too high. That's bad for their business model. I said that when Upstart was at 55, and I was like, I'm buying puts on Upstart because higher rates are bad for them. This is higher rates. It's bad for them. All right. Anything interesting going on with Netflix? It didn't look that exciting the last time I checked it out. Oh look, it still doesn't. What? I don't think the banks like what the 10-year is doing. No, they don't. 57.15? No, like 30 or 25. Was JFresh right about us hitting 30? I said that. We just had to lose 50 first, which took a few hours. Do you think foreign investors are cashing out because, electing a man-child? If we elect a man-child, and that man-child is going to pump the shit out of the dollar, which I don't think would drive foreign investors to leave as we skyrocket inflation with his promise of absurd tariffs. But we'll just have to see what happens. Are you not from the future? No. No, I am not. Do you like pizza rolls? No. Like Totino's pizza rolls? It seems like a bear trap so they can sell more puts. I'm not making a lot of money on selling them. You mentioned on 5725Ps? No. How far down for Upstart? I don't know. Kind of missed the window there. No? I guess it could fall to like. I mean, technically it could fall all the way down to 38, but I feel like 48, 47's moderately supportive, and then shortfall would have to pick up quite a bit for it to move down further. Above plus 5250. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, depends on how much data you have on it, but right now, like 4750, 47, gamma kind of flattens out. There's gonna need something to tip it like over the edge, but over time it could fall, as low as like 38 or so. If it found support here, though, I would probably, for any extended period of time, I would probably exit. two saucy broads in Fullerton. Order the firecrackers and garlic knots. I do like garlic knots. Who was long TLT? I mean, no one. 437 on the 10-year. Can you at least wait till it hits like a significant number, Bob? Looks at Poopy. There's no way Poopy went long TLT into labor data. Everything from 35 down is sold puts. I said that like 9 times. There's bot puts at 40. There's a massive synthetic short at 50. So, given that we've now broken down from 50, it's pretty easy for us to just stay here. Between 35 and 50. I know you're not long TLT. I know how you think. It's the constant combat between your belief in America and its resiliency and your hatred of the crime in the market. Could we potentially get a bullish close given the range? If we can get above 50, then yeah, there's a little bit of room for us to move back to like positive gamma, but and that could take us out to like 60 or 65. Um, but under 50, it's not good for the bulls. Like price is very likely to just continue to fall back to like 40 or 35 tests with momentum. Beautiful, you sound good. Awesome. Is it godlike? No. Is it as good as it's gonna get with OBS? Probably. What about the weird air thing in the background? You sound mid. Wow. So many days in a row I can average down SMCI. You don't like money, do you? At some point, there's not much you can do. If your mouth was 2 inches from the mic, I could get very close to the mic, Doric. Tell me more. Proper mic technique? Holy fuck. Get a boom mic? Yeah, Doric, do you want to just come to my house and stand here and hold a boom mic all day? What's your salary? I'll 1.1 exit. $1K daily rate? Hmm. It sounds like you're taking my pants off with that word speech. I love coming in here every day and getting riled up by married men who want me to financially degrade them. What's funny is in New York City wages, that's still fucking dirt poor. 365K a year is not dirt poor. That's like middle class. Everyone wants a sugar daddy. It's just easier for women. True. Here in Nevada, that's fucking god tier 0.0000001 percenter. Jeff Bezos status. I should move to Nevada. I could live like a king. Yes, you should, but I don't like strippers. Every girl I've met in Reno was a stripper. Even if they weren't stripping. Go to Utah and date a Mormon. I don't want to soak. I think Nevada is west adjacent. You bite your tongue. I mean, there's no difference between Western Nevada and Eastern California. They're the same thing. Methy? Yeah. Eat my balls. I love how defensive Dork is over his garbage state. The only thing that's ever kept anybody in Nevada is gambling, prostitutes, gold and silver. In that order. Oh, math and poverty. What about got lost on a hike? But then you stayed? Why do you want to live in the worst part of California? Can confirm strippers. My mom lives in Reno. Everything from Bakersfield to Reading smells like cow shit, dork. Dork's mom's not from Reno. Dork's a transplant. He just pretends to be from Nevada. But we all know where he got his penchant for psychedelics. Should I go long Mondelez? Hmm. Was George trying to upsell the California Central Valley? Yeah. By picking the easternmost part of it and trying to define that as its own geographic region. It's just rocks. Rocks and woods and bears. Why would you want to live around less people? You have to do all the shit for yourself. This is a service based economy. I live in Wisconsin because the liquor's cheap. That's to control the populace. Have you seen doing idiot trades quietly? Wait, what? No, I stopped doing the idiot trades because vol's persistently too high for it. It's no fun. I'll do it again if VIX falls, but it's not right now. Are you still long on oil? No? Only above 70. I have a new buy order at 70. What's happening with the yield curve? What do you mean? Bruh, look at it. What the fuck? Dude. This is hot pepper. It's fucked. That seemed pretty obvious. Hmm. Overnight RP dropped from 205 to 155. That's quite low. Check TM. Oh, shit. Huh. Maybe I should have puts for Monday. Straddle time. Hmm. I wasn't paying attention. Why are we getting puts for Monday? The short end of the yield curve is maybe doing a little thing, but slowly. Slow realization of getting fucked. 4.2 on the 2 year. Liquidity is going, yeah, a bit. But the dollar, dork, it'll be okay. Hmm. Dork. I really, I really actually don't want to be right about this, but short paper might get squeezed. It looks like it's currently happening, or somebody's backing out. Well, all it takes is for someone to back out. Yeah. You're saying it in front of thousands of us here means you want to be right about it. I mean, yes, because I said it was going to happen months ago. But no, because it's a horrific situation. Dozens of us. It's like nobody gets loans until government steps in bad. Should it continue? Yeah, it can break the buck. Why is nobody taking the repo? Right? Repo's still at fucking 5%. What are they what are they doing? No, they're required to risk my ass. That's fucking covered in Dodd-Frank. Here's the kicker, they are using it. Not for supplemental liquidity, they're not. Yeah, I know. That's yes, Dork. What happens if short paper blows up, buck breaks, corporations lose access to short-term liquidity, money markets collapse until maturity? The Fed has all the windows open. The carry trade explodes. Real asset values crumble. All right, I gotta take a dump. Are you gonna keep screaming at the economy while you do it? Bob timed out for breathing air. Valid. Short term debt instruments. Anything under 2 years. That's very concerning. God, you're so negative. Popcorn, based on. Hold on. A completely unbiased analysis of your prior trades and the fact that you have all your money in money markets tells me that money markets are going to fail. Think about it. They did before the financial crisis. Yep. Oh no, I will get half of an interest payment. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you don't need the short-term liquidity, so you'll be fine, but Ooh, see, that's fun. Okay, since Nuke's worried about it, the rest of you guys might be too. I know a lot of you have 401ks and retirement stuff. If the buck were to break, it's not like you lose all your money, right? You just get locked into the term structure of whatever money market fund you're in. So, I mean, you would still be able to, you just wouldn't be able to like withdraw the money as liquid cash. It would get locked up until, whatever bills they're holding mature. No, money market funds aren't sitting on 30 years. You don't, no, SIPC insurance has nothing to do with it. You don't lose the money. Unless the U.S. government collapses, then, you just lose access to same as cash liquidity, which for an individual is generally not a very big deal unless you're living day to day out of your 401k or your money market funds. Tommy told me about his MMF during the GFC. He lost about 50 bips of value in his MMF account during the time and just couldn't access it for a little while. Yeah. The worst an MMF ever blew out paid up like 9997 on the dollar, something like that. Yeah. The danger in it is that corporations immediately lose access to short-term debt instruments and liquidity, so they can't pay people. Shit like that happens, right? Like payrolls are usually held in some sort of money market. And so things like payroll, issuing short term debt instruments, all the things corporations need to function for day to day operations collapse. Imports, exports, like it's very economically significant, but for an individual, it doesn't do all that much. Net 60, more like net get fucked. Yeah, yeah. And for corporations without huge cash reserves, the impact can be on margins can be immediate and devastating. Like how Cohen has all of his money, all of GameStop's money in money market funds, or well, like short term debt instruments. So GME would go from having like 4 billion cash on hand to zero access to that 4 billion in cash. So individuals can't withdraw to, let's say, catch a bottom of a crash. Well, possibly not. Is this because Yellen has only been issuing bills for 3 years? Partially. Yeah. Does it affect smaller local governments? It can. Yeah, it depends. I mean, it depends on how they handle their budget, how much free cash they keep. Core 1M ain't stopping. What's the time frame on this, do you suppose? Well, I don't think it's determined. I don't think it's a given that it's happening. It's just that there are signs that it is. I wrote like a whole thing about this back after the carry popped the first time. And they made the fatal mistake of leveraging back into the carry, right? Which is extremely dangerous. But I wrote this in August. I need to stop being so early. Gherk same like Bury? No, I'm not that early. No, you don't. Early's best for showing you're not like the rest of the FinTwit parrots. When the fucking when the carry collapsed on the Japanese rate increase, that shit was hysterical on FinTwit. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I've been talking about this forever, yen and stuff, right, guys? Told you that was coming." There was like maybe one other person who was like talking about the yen at the time. I thought it was hysterical, and they were all like jockeying to try to explain it to people because they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Fintwit trying to explain any concept. When positive gamma above 53. Can you repost it? I just did. I posted it in chat. Right here, I'll pin it. This was before the Fed decided to cut. Can I turn it into a poll? How? It's a statement, not a question. Not necessarily Monday. Shit's still got to hold together through the election, right? After today's data, any thoughts on what the Fed will do next week? Still think it'll be a pause. Yeah, I do. I guess they could cut more, but that's gonna be risky. I think they cut 0.25 and rates still go up. I mean, rates are going to go up regardless. Fed policy has no real effect on rates at this point. Hmm. It's going to be interesting to see JPOW try to dodge questions regarding whatever post election turmoil is happening Thursday. Yeah, it will. It's going to be quite interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Thanks for 27 months of taking my money. Thanks for Gamma Strike. Thanks for telling us where we close the day on SPX. I mean, it still looks like somewhere between 35 and 50 would be my inclination here. Hmm. I just voted on Robinhood. Nice. Who's in second place for timeouts? Oh, I don't know. Whoever Carl times out the most. I actually have worse news. If my MMF doesn't pay out, no pigeon whale for that month. Oh no. Let me know who you're working with. I'll give them a call. Try to make sure that they're properly hedged. Do you think the brokerage voting will end up reflecting the actual end result vote? I think probably not at all. Vanguard? Okay. They're pretty easy to sell in the money puts. By far dated out of the money puts. Wait for zero. Yeah, they are. Look at you learning to seller box. Are you proud of yourself? short term or long term? Good question. I don't know. It depends on how bad liquidity gets, and it depends on how rapidly the treasury is able to respond to it. When would you unload on the 10-year? Um, I mean, 5 or 6% seems like a fair rate. All those problems, BTC solves them, solves none of them. Why would you try to teach people on Supersonic not to lose money? Ooh, an upside app for groceries. I'm getting 8 to 15% back on groceries just for scanning a receipt. Building a $500 port on the side to trade pickles picks soon. Interesting. 8% the 20-year. World is on fire. You get invited to dinner with Neural Rubini and bring Dork as a +1. I mean, that's what banks want to buy the debt. And if we get downgraded, they're going to want even more. Best way to prep for an event like that: short banks, long VIX, short indexes. Yeah, banks get hit hard. What we see right now could also just, it can be a reaction to the election coming up, right? There's a strong possibility that if Kamala is elected, then the presumption that the current economic policy is going to remain in place may prompt a ratings downgrade from the remainder of the agencies for U.S. debt. There's also a possibility if Trump gets elected that inflation will skyrocket, and that rates will be priced up on that. So that it may just be speculation on it isn't the steepening isn't enough yet to say that it is going to distinctly continue. Like it's not out of control at this point. Yeah, gold could really pump. The current economic policy is untenable. So's the proposed replacement. I mean, they're both shit. Let's hedge our bet by writing in Gherkin election. Time for red and blue to make way for the pickle green party. Ha. Huh. What makes you think I want to run this pile of crap? Glorp intraday dick sword? What? Where? Oh. Oh, nice. There you go. Look at you. Because you have opinions on everything, and as president, you can finally get a good mic. Hmm. Girk's already future king of Djibouti. It's gonna be pricey. Over under on how many people upload pictures of their ballots to Discord where they write in Gherk, Jfresh, Dork, and or Carl rather than really voting. What's important, C-Mill, is that vote isn't wasted. Hear me out. A requirement for holding any office should be accurately forecasting macroeconomic time bombs. You should be able to see them coming if you're going to be a force behind them. So nobody's qualified? Yes. A bidet in every home. All right. That's a strong policy. Yes, I want a bidet. Pretty please. C-Mill. You haven't gotten Bert a bidet yet? What? I just have a handheld shower on a 50-foot hose. I take it with me all over the house. Why are you shitting all over your house? You know what? Never mind. Is SMCI gonna get delisted? Not yet. Bert, I don't even know how to address this. Go to the store, buy a bidet, and make him install it. So about your article, I'm guessing the policy wasn't changed. No, JPOW cut rates. It's old married people problems. I would buy and learn how to install it myself, but I don't want to get yelled at. Buy it and hire someone to install it. call a plumber. Be like, hook this shit up. Well, think about it this way. Here's the alternative. You can continue to wipe your ass with paper like a trog. If she buys one and the kids flood the bathroom, I'm gonna hold you financially responsible for the bad advice. Shimo. If you accidentally stuck your hand in shit, would you just wipe it off with a paper towel and go about the rest of your day? I shower after I take my dumps. Ew. That's what people are doing with their asses all over the country. I installed a bidet. I know nothing about plumbing. It came with fucking instructions. And they have ones with children's locks. You have to just pay more money. One bidet in the master bathroom. Kids can't go in there. I got your back, Bert. Don't worry. We're gonna get you that bidet. Why is that, popcorn? Just use wet wipes. It's a poor substitute. I don't know. He's a perma bear. Is he? I thought he was like a weight loss influencer. I don't know. I'm not on FinTwit that often. Yeah. I don't think he actually does any analysis or has any opinions. I think he just names a financial instrument and then does the if you know, you know thing. Yeah, I know, but does he? I blocked him because he's so depressing. 90% of his posts seem to be about him starting to take Ozempic 3 months ago and then talking about fasting all the time. Like it's given him some sort of brain edge to rob himself of calories. I'm about to hop on Ozempic, not to lose weight, but to be part of the class action lawsuit. It's gonna prompt. You don't even need to take it. You just need to be prescribed it. Also, Nuke, you can't afford to lose any more weight, man. Fasting is amazing. You can just not eat and have extra money for zero DTEs. Did you see anyone see George Robertson trying to ask out AOC for dinner on Twitter? No, but there's a saying for this. I can't think of it right now. Faint heart never won Democratic Congresswoman. You should get some tips from what's his face? If you know, you know. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah. Was he gonna ask her why she keeps making new hurricanes? Listen, you can't follow fixed income people and expect them to have any grasp of reality. Where's Gaff's not bad because he's like risk. He's the risk side of fixed income. So he's like, he gets to sit around all day and go through all of their shit and be like, God damn, these motherfuckers are insane, right? Which is a much better like picture of the environment than the people who are trying to make up theses. Gaff hasn't been here in months. That's not true. He was here like a week ago. Something about Bitcoin. I wonder why. It's a good question. I'm gonna hunt him down. I mean, we know why, but he's not allowed to talk about the things we care about. I know. Why is Carvana going to 180? I wish we could afford Gaff. Ooh. But then he'll just know as much as we do, which isn't fun. So how many of you actually had positions on Root? Hmm. Nice. There wasn't a pickles pick for it. That's because there's two distinct classes of people in the pickle jar. There's people who listen to the things I say, and then people who only read the things I say. And I can't write everything I say. It takes too long. Oh, I did tell you. You just weren't listening. You made it so casual when you talked about it. Oh, casual fraud and money laundering? Yeah. There's a third type. Those that neither read or listen. That's true. Yeah. You also said you weren't done looking at it. Yeah, I'm still not, to be fair. If I was done looking into it, I would have had a much larger position when it went up fucking 100%. What about money laundering and fraud? It sounds like my kind of company. Okay, so Carvana Carvana has a bunch of ownership in the companies that it uses to facilitate the logistics of the sales of its used cars. They lose money for every car they sell. Right now it's about $1,600-ish, but it fluctuates quarter to quarter. Um, some of that money lost, most of that money lost per sale of each vehicle goes into those business partners. Root being one of them. Carvana owns 5% of Root. Are we about to bounce here on SPX? Sure. I just got my penis caught in a zipper. Man, it hurts. No more zip up boots for me. Ha! Ha ha. How is Carvana not going full RC and selling the heck out of some stock? Because they can keep inflating their margins until the payment in kind on their tranches falls off in mid 2025. So their cash flows and revenues and total sales and accumulated debt keep getting worse, but their profit margins go up because of how they're reporting their cash flows. Yeah, so when you have a Ponzi scheme, you have to have a back door, right? Root's clearly one of those back doors because the money that Carvana loses is getting pumped into Root, and Carvana has ownership in Root. What's the end game then? Oh, issue tons of shares and then start paying all of their logistic partners way more money. Then they bleed all of the cash reserves off as they sell vehicles, right? And the partners of which they hold ownership in value increases, their margins go up, and Carvana dies a slow death to its insane debt burden at 10% interest. Or they could issue so much stock that they're able to pay off all of their debt. Crippling the future potential of the company, but keeping it alive. You mean Carvana Root can't be part of a single entity? Well, along with Drive Time and some private companies that Carvana is also working closely with. I'm sure that the other business partners are taking a bigger piece of the pie because they're not public companies, but Root does get a chunk of it.
Did you see Root's earnings? Their earnings per share went up by 245% over analyst expectations. And revenues were up 12%. Why would they do a share offering before their insiders are done unloading their bags? Yeah, exactly. You continue to use the payment in kind to inflate the cash flows, right, and pump margins. You sell out all of your ownership. You start buying into your business partners, and then as Carvana starts to pay off its debts, issue shares, then you're exposed to the profitability that those partners experience. They just don't care. I mean, there's so much. Look at private equity, right? There's so much assumption that all of the vetting is done by someone else. It becomes like the bystander effect. So nobody really wants to get on the ground and pay to do an extensive amount of diligence. This is why Popcorn Trader got so much money for his company. Dude, we went through so much diligence. I was just fucking with you. But all of that diligence was just to make sure that you were making the amount of money that you said you were making. I highly doubt very much of it was future prospects. Because profitability there gets real thin if commodity prices rise, right? Give them total bullshit forward projections. Nice. Steel's just gonna be cheap forever, man. That's great. Maybe it will be. Maybe we'll just never build anything consequential again. Commodities soon? Someday. I've been saying for 5 years. Steel is very cheap. I wonder if the 10-year could pass the 30. Do you just want the government to collapse? Alright, that's fair. What's the what? Strike put price for Monday? What do you mean? You expect the early part of next week to be interesting vis-a-vis movement in the yield curve, or just vol crush in anticipation of FOMC? I mean, I don't think vol's gonna crush in anticipation of FOMC. Generally, we're gonna see event vol probably rise, right? When's the meeting date? Wednesday? Oh no, it's not even next week. Is it? November 7th? Oh, it's on a Thursday. Weird. Yeah, I mean, I highly doubt vol crushes. There's the election as well, right? With $2 left. What's the 15-minute play of the day? No idea. Gamma's just flat here between like 40 and 50. I couldn't think of anything more distinctly boring. Do you know everything? I do not. Yeah, it still kind of looks like if we get above 50, we could run a little bit. Gamma's still a little negative here at spot. If this fails, we're going to go back to like 35 or 30, I think. We filled the gap already. So any anticipation of that's now gone. I don't know if I would play this. It's just like, it's kind of shitty. So Monday, 5,500. I don't know, but I'm going to straddle it. I don't think we have anything crazy happening before FOMC. We got like factory orders on Monday, vehicle sales. ISM and S&P services PMIs will be important, given that their ISM services prices is a pretty strong leading indicator of CPI, and it's been rising pretty steadily since June. Bank of England's meeting, same day. We have like non-farm productivity and shit next week too. Labor costs. That could have a little bit of an effect, but it's the same day as FOMC. The election's on the 5th. Probably the announcement on the 6th. Yeah, I wouldn't expect vol to fall next week. It'd be very odd for volatility to fall off into the election. The U.S. election? Yeah, well, I think more of the I think more UB than ZB, but a few years ago I said I'd be amazed to find something you know nothing about. Suggested welding. You asked whether I wanted to talk about TIG or MIG. I know like a little bit about welding, but that's just because when I was younger, it's not like something I've like dug into. As RFK wins the election, I'll booty loop. Is that a new booty loop bet? I want to buy some Carvana calls. USD MXN with a 100-bit move today. Someone's betting orange guy wins. I mean, on the financial side of things, generally speaking, the Republican nominee is favored. So, not that that's always correct or even usually correct. It's just that, you've got a bunch of like fin bros managing people's money, and they bet on the Republican Party. And their clients want them to bet on that. Rich people, just say it. Yeah. I mean, I have money, and I don't really care who gets elected. I mean, I care who gets elected, but I don't think the outcomes are significant either way. I think like largely like whoever gets elected will just see a split in the houses, and the houses will block the executive branch from doing anything. However, the judicial branch is now no longer equally weighted, which poses a problem to the balance of power. As wealthy white guys, it really doesn't matter much for us. Yeah, yeah, largely unaffected. It's not fair. I don't want us to have a shitty president, but I think we get one no matter what, right? It's just, so really, really, the question about this election is rights, right? It's an election about the preservation of rights that currently exist. And if you look at history, rights aren't a constant, right? They vary, um, but usually it is quite bad to lose them, to backtrack. Popcorn? Yeah, and honestly, I want everyone to have fewer rights. But the problem is the distribution of rights and the removal of rights is not equivalent. Who's the lesser evil? I don't know. I don't know. Both outcomes are probably going to lead to something horrific, right? Because I mean all of it pales in comparison to the economic issue, which is insurmountable. World War III is not starting. We got a go bag with some ammo, but only ammo, no guns. I'm just gonna throw it at people. I mean, so I think either outcome, we end up with a period of austerity, right? And like our generation and the prior, like our parents' generation, even our grandparents' generation, hasn't really lived through that. We don't remember what it's like as a collective group. But I can tell you, when everyone's starving, the last thing we're worried about is, the rights of people in Israel and the Middle East. Things become far more domestically focused as far as policy concerns go. You have too many weapons to starve, Gherk. Last time I checked, it's hard to farm with weapons, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, yeah, the people in power are in real jeopardy of being offed. Yeah, yeah. It's a slippery slope. No, but you can invade areas with food and take it. That's what Russia's doing. Yeah, I suppose we could just steal Canada. Wouldn't be hard. Who's gonna stop us, right? Strategically, no one. Please do. The Canadian Armed Forces. I'm sorry. No, yeah, you guys have those. No, I'm not prepping for anything. Isn't that just like the Royal Mounties that aren't currently on shift? The problem with Canada is the part that would be good for food is full of oil. Team Geneva suggestions? Whatever. Hear me out. Alright. Plant the fields. Reap the yields. I don't even know where Winnipeg is. Somewhere in the middle, right? That's perfect for America. They can just fry the food where they grow it. You know what? Good point. Yeah, why'd you lose your profits? Did you go long and not put a stop? So you went long at resistance with no stop? Don't do that. Wait, Nuke, is crude a seed oil? Dino seed? Ever seen an oil tree? I mean, crude is just all the plant matter, right? From thousands of years ago. So there's got to be some seeds mixed in there. It's okay. We'll just slap some anti-foaming agents in there. OW20 is vegan. Is today Friday? Oh shit, it is. No, it's February. Oh. Hmm. It's been like 3.5 years on this channel now or something, right? Imagine if people had kept a log of strictly the trades they'd been saved from with some sort of stop in place. People don't like stop losses. A stop loss is a stop on hope. It's psychological. It's not something that you can overcome that way. You just need to train yourself to set a stop. Open a position, set a stop, set a take profit, rinse and repeat, right? Same thing every time. No feelings, nothing baked into it. But people don't do that. Yeah. People open a position they think what this could be. Everyone does it. No one's immune to it. It's hope and greed has burned me so many times. I have stops, they're just too tight. It's possible. I don't set a TP, I just set stop 2 TP. Does that count? Yeah, that works. Over here doesn't allow for stops. Spreads are like having a stop. Yeah, but like a really wide one. Wait, I feel about options the same way Republicans feel about a fetus. Yeah. Step 1, open option strat. Step 2, max out both sliders. The 57.35 just went from $1 to $5. Huh. Hey guys, guess where we are? Still stuck between 35 and 50. Chance of bulls pushing up into close. Okay. Sure, but it's like it's not like a highly probable chance. It's just something that could happen. My risk desk is just an easy staples button. JPM collar roll was yesterday, Avi. I didn't doubt JFresh. I just doubted him at the moment. And then I said after we tested 50 and bounced, I said now JFresh can be right. Or I said now it's time for JFresh to be right. And then we went to 30. Yeah, thanks. I listened the first time. It's almost like the market's a dynamic thing that's constantly changing. And what is true 1 minute changes the next. Even crazier, predictions about what it's going to do can change the outcome of what it does. No, 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 no. Wrong, false. I'm still trading based on your TA from 2021, though. Up 100% of my port. Thanks for all you do. Set stops, people. Nice, man. Well done. Between GME options and your 15 contracts held for 3.2 hours going 10x right at close, I have skewed expectations of performance. But that's part of the financial entertainment, right? Having 15 minutes expiry 0 DT is 15x right at the bell. That's entertainment. That's not trading. That's investing, bitch. Anyway, is that bitch? What's the word that you bleeped out? And then did you just guess your pinned tweet for me to go back? Oh god, I don't know. 2:21 p.m. It's like an hour ago. Throw his entire trading plan into recycle bin. Okay, Brett, your trading plan was buy out of the money puts, hope one day it moves 2%. Or calls. No problem, Danger. You guys know the butterfly effect? I always wonder how the world would be better if I weren't wasting my life talking about dong thongs and scaping and how immensely ruggedly handsome Gherk is. Yeah, but what kind of life would it be? Like maybe in a better world, but it wouldn't be the same. I buy 50% out of the money puts and pray. To who? I'm not a bad trader. I'm a bad entertainer. No, you're a bad trader. We've established this. Um, you were getting better for a bit there, but then you broke all of your rules again. If I just traded on stream all day by rote, everyone would leave. So instead, I take money I make from trading and throw it away on gambling on bullshit. Because of fun. You guys then try to ghost those trades, despite numerous warnings about not copying my positions. Usually both while I'm entering the position, after I've been in the position, and when I close the position. Yet, you still ghost them. Stop revealing my strategy. I literally just take this account from like $2,000 to $10,000 and back to $2,000 over and over and over and over again. And that's what's that. And I know everyone's copying me because that's what's happening with everyone's ports. Ha ha ha, you think we've ever made 10K? Like everyone was flying real high that week that I made like 20 grand in 3 days. No, everyone's paper trading. Yeah, but you know, they're paper accounts. On Frank's Day, I made 10K unrealized gains. Does that count? Let's not bring up Frank's Day. If I could actually trade spreads, I think it would be much better being able to sell options. Maeve, you know, PDT doesn't stop you from trading them. You could actually just open spreads and then close them, but just 3 times a week. And so you have $25,000. And then you can do it more. We're well past the 3-year anniversary. Oh, the 3-year anniversary of Freg's Day? It's the day after my birthday. What are we doing for my birthday? Let's make a big deal of it. One more year of me being too old for this shit. Yeah, where are you taking me? Where do you want to go, Nuke? Just go to a new brokerage, Maeve. And stop being a degenerate. We just want to make a big deal of it. You're the one that doesn't want to normally. Because birthdays are silly. No, they're fun. Is that just because you have like 1,000 children and it's your only chance to socialize? We should pool all our money together and get you a new kidney. Ooh, my current kidney is fine, but it's good to have a backup. Thanks to you having money selling CCs, CSVs, so I have something to waste holding the expiry 0 DTs, and my account stays level. We're not the same. At least you're making money on something. For real though, I had bad entries going into the 50-60 chop earlier. Old me would have panicked and ate losses, but I watched, planned, repositioned, came out green, thanks to your lessons. Nice. You should take anyone to believe you don't have a backup kidney already waiting for you, buried in the back of the freezer. What? It's weird. Why would people just like, where would I get one? Me a kidney? I'm O positive. How much are you offering? One-on-one financial tutelage. I haven't heard from the cat lady in a while. I've been avoiding her for like the last like week or so. She got really drunk like a week and a half ago and was weird. Not saying like money. It's still a money market account. Pretty sure F cash is money markets. No, the stair lady was the other neighbor. Hey, look, 25. I knew we could do it. Congratulations, Bears. Are you a walrus? Cuckoo Kachu? Is who hot? Cat lady. All right, picture someone in their late 20s who wears their underwear on Instagram, and then add on several layers of bipolar. And a hoodie. I can fix her. No. So deadly attractive to you? No comment. Don't mess with psychotic illness. For real. I'm not. Every man wants. No, 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 no. Why does this always turn into this? Anytime the cat lady comes up, it's like chat trying to convince me to sleep with cat lady. Nice, you just summed up my weaknesses in my 20s, first half of my 30s, and possibly also still my weakness now. Yep. Crazy girls are so appealing for people that get bored easily. It's true. Hence the problem. Also, we're all mostly married, so we can only live vicariously through you. Maeve, I could probably get you a date with the cat lady if you want. $35 is printed hard after I settled for 300%. Rip. Wait. That's... No, that's not... No. I don't have Insta anymore. So, I don't know. I think she deleted it, though. Relationships are the worst. You either get fun but crazy, or stable but lame. Never in between. Maybe that's just a reflection of, like, who you are, though, right? If I'd been asked, would you break up with a girl for stabbing you in the shoulder with a fork before a girl stabbed me in the shoulder with a fork, I would have assumed the answer would be yes. Did you guys fuck afterwards? Don't lie to me. Wait, you have a bean farm? When did you get a bean farm? Yes, that's why the answer was no. Nice. It's more fun when you think they're gonna kill you in the middle of it. It's like basic instinct. I do technically have a pecan and pomegranate orchard. Huh. What do you mean, technically? There's one of each tree in your backyard? If you're done with Gamma Strike, can you create a pickle jar app that pushes notifications for when SPX looks squeezy? No, 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 no. We're creating a dating app for girls looking for sugar daddies, but all of the guys are autistic software devs. You have my details. It's my wife's in Mexico. If the girls auction themselves off like eBay, starting at 1 cent. Wait, is that how the sugar daddy app works? I didn't know that. Popcorn has a pecan farm, and Pi-Fi has to get his nut meats from Costco. Bad friend. That's how I feel. Yeah, I feel that. Where's my bag of pecans? Do you want a bag of pecans? Not really. Well, maybe if I was going to make a pie. I'll let you know if I'm going to make a pie. If I'm going to make a pie, then I might need one. Should I try to put pomegranates in the pie? Be crunchy. Is daylight savings time next week? It's at some point. I need a whole pecan pie if I gotta get a hold of one. Very dangerous. You know they sell them at stores. You could just buy one. Sunday? Yeah, it's this weekend. Ooh, extra hour. This is my favorite part of the year. Ding ding. Well, what an exciting close at 57.28.90. But we did get that 25 test, which is kind of interesting. We fell right back into the sold puts again. So maybe a bit of repositioning on the bear side, and not a great close going into Monday, to be honest. Yield curves are a bit rough. We got the 20 at 4.6, 30, 4.5. The 10-year getting real fucking close to 4.4. So the bear steepener kicking in. But largely flat on open over the course of the day. Did get a little bit of a run past the market maker's expected move, but not much. And failed to get an actual reversal signal at 57.80, where the gap is to the upside. So we still have a gap to the downside from today's open, which we're closer to. I could see that maybe filling in into the beginning of next week. We kind of landed right in between me and Dork's projections for this week, but I nailed the first part, which is nice. JFresh a little too bearish. Over here, yeah, we failed the test at the neutral signal. Fell back to 57.55, although that's not a very significant support. 57.33, however, is. We could double bottom off of that in the beginning of next week, so I'd be cautious of the next test at that level, because it could lead to uh, like a little bit of a rally. But if that level were to fail, opens up a move down to 56.81. Commodities not doing much today. Oil still holding some of its gains from the prior day, but back below 70. Copper and industrial metals up a little bit. Gold and silver down. Dollar way up. Dollar bounced right back after the failure from yesterday. Particularly gaining on the pound, the yen, and the yuan. BTC still looks to be risking off. But yields at the top end of the curve moving back up. Correlation breaking down pretty quickly again today. Did not hold after this morning's push, and we're continuing to see short vol pile into the underlying components of the indexes, which means long vol the underlying. Carry at the top end up to 8.1x today, so big move up, almost back to the local high. However, the short end of it still kind of collapsing a bit, and more so at the 3-month, both moving under 7x, and the 3-month almost down to 6.9. Forward yield on volatility did fall a little bit today over yesterday's close, 7.79%, but still over the federal funds rate. Move is continuing up. Bond volatility is getting actually quite high. We're starting to get into a range where it's really a significant risk, and now correlation on the 3-month is starting to catch up to that. So we've been watching this a long time. I keep pointing out that they were divergent. They are no longer divergent, which means we could see a big spike in correlation, and that could mean a very big drop in tech. Wow, PFIX at 50. Yep, if only I hadn't told everybody about it 900,000 times. Skew 152. Still kind of choppy. No one really picking up sufficient tail risk hedges, but there are some. 32.2% of the S&P below its 20-day moving average, and we're continuing to see a divergence in cash VIX and VIX futures. VIX futures only down 2% today. Cash VIX down 5%. This is interesting. Still some vol shorting. Trying to keep volatility tempered, but it's not working very well. Correlation between the two things could pick up very quickly back to the upside. In which case, we would probably see a larger move in vol. Fed fund futures really getting slammed. Almost a full cut being priced out. From 0.75 down to 0.56 today for June of 2025. This is concerning. Obviously the Fed fund futures market is starting to price in a path of monetary policy that does not have nearly as many rate cuts as projected by the dot plot. However, on the other side of that, the spread with the 2 and 10-year becoming a bit more positive. So not too bad. We got here, and I want to do a quick summary of the TA. So we've opened the month, and the opening of the month had a failure of the long-term trend to the upside. Continues to stay below 57.67. So technically, we have failed the resistance to the upside, which would have been where we would have a bullish breakout for the start of the month. And not only that, failed 57.33 as well into close. For the end of the first week, that's kind of it's a little bit rough. 56.69 still a very important level out here on the weekly. We have yet to fail that. As you can see, that was Well, first of all, the high from back in July, but also, the late September low. A failure at that level, I think, would be confirmation of a bearish trend and likely a continuation of the same. If we go down here to the daily, we have, failed the EMA 30. We have failed the retest of the EMA 30. And the next test of the 50 MA could be fairly significant and open up a move, well, possibly down to the 200 MA, which is at about 53.60 right now. It'll probably move up if we start to get some falling prices, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. Maybe like 53.90-ish, something like that would be the full extent of a correction here, but this is starting to look corrective. And we may be in for a few more downside moves before we find or establish more significant support. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you all Sunday for the member stream. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and don't forget the time change. Later.